Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with my weekly TBR. This is for week number 44 and it is October the 29th through November the 4th. We're getting into the month of November, my friends. The witch hat has been put away for another season. The Christmas hat will be coming out soon, so do stay tuned for that. I do have two Christmas books actually on my weekly TBR this week. It's just the way it happened to work out. So essentially, as I've been doing for like the past month or 6 weeks or so, I was playing this Monopoly, Bookopoly type game. For the month of October, it was a Spookopoly with some spookier prompts to pick books, and I loved doing that. But because I am participating in the Read What You Own challenge, I kind of really want to dive into the stuff I have sitting on my Kindle, sitting on my Kobo, on my shelves, what have you, that needs to get read. So I have picked 4 books, one from my Kindle, one from my Kobo, one from the Harlequin, e-Harlequin, like the ebooks from the Harlequin website. Like over the years, I have bought a lot of them because the app that they used to have was really, really good. And then they got the Gloss app, which I'm not a fan of, but I am actually going to borrow a copy of this book from my library so I can read it on my Kobo because I much prefer reading off an e-ink device. But anyway, we won't go there. So I am borrowing a copy, but I do own this book, so I'm still going to be reading this book. Anyway, I think you guys get what I mean. Plus a series book. So I've been starting a bunch of series, and I decided that every week I'm going to pick the next book in a series and go ahead and read that one. So 4 books for the week. I am very excited. So let me go ahead and share these books with you. So the first one is Snowy Nights at the Lonely Hearts Hotel, and this is by Karen King. Very much a Christmas book, obviously, if you can't tell from that cover. It's a chick lit. This is exactly what I've been in the mood for. All these books, by the way, except for the series book, I did a random pick to pick the series book, and I'm so happy with the one that it picked. All these books, like the other 3 books, are ones that I am mood reading. Like these are ones that I want to read. So I'm very, very excited about that. So this one says, 29-year-old Saffron Baxter knew her holiday plans didn't stand a chance the moment her sister called to say she was stuck abroad with no hope of being home before Christmas. Saffy would just have to abandon thoughts of wild, festive parties in the city and head down to the remote Cornwall. Because every year her sister hosts a huge Christmas meal for all the single parents in the village, and Saffy knows it would break her heart to let them down. Arriving as snow starts to fall over the thatched cottages of the little harbor town, she meets Logan, the tall, fair-haired, blue-eyed, devoted single dad who lives next door with his adorable daughter, Chloe. At first, she thinks he might help her make Christmas Day extra memorable, but he just seems convinced she'll never manage, and that she's just a party girl who doesn't care about Christmas or anyone's feelings. Maybe he's right. After all, she doesn't want to settle down. She's only there for a few days, but she's still determined to do her sister proud with gorgeous decorations, the most beautiful real tree, complete with extra twinkly lights, and delicious mince pies, to make it Christmas that everyone will remember, especially little Chloe. Even if when the mistletoe comes down, she knows she'll probably never see Logan again. Chick-lit romance sounds so good. At the bottom here it says the perfect festive romance novel, ideal for fans of Nora Roberts, Jenni Hale, and Debbie Maycomer. So I am super excited. I'd say at least 90% of what I buy on my Kindle and my Kobo and stuff like that always end up being stuff that was on sale. So this one probably popped up as a daily deal. I fell in love with the cover. I didn't even read what it was about at the time and said, hey, that sounds good. Let's read that. So that's what I decided to do. So now on to the next book. This is very much the opposite of the one that I just showed you. This is a summer beach read, and I am super stoked about getting to it. I love the cover on this one. So this is Louies Beach by Shelley Noble. It says, school teacher Julie Barlow and her 2 best friends, Beth and Aggie, are looking forward to an adults-only beach vacation. Julie also plans to use the time to figure out why her perfectly planned life has gone terribly amiss. They've barely hit the road when a frantic call from Julie's mother hijacks their best-laid plans. Uncle Tony Lucky, in quotation marks, Costa, is missing. Always entertaining, often irresponsible, never reliable, Uncle Lucky was her favorite with her friends. For Julie, for whom he'd been a sometime surrogate father, not so much. Her mother wants them to make a teeny detour to look for the retired surfer. Julie makes excuses. After all, she was the one who decided she never wanted to see Lucky again. Overruled in this, as she is in much of her life, Julie and her friends detour to Lucky's latest scheme, Lucky's Beach, Bar, and Grill. And they find it tucked away in a quaint coastal town on the Delaware coast. With a crescent beach of white sand, large waves, plenty of tanned young men, a lively nightlife, it's the perfect beach getaway. Beth and Aggie see good times ahead. Julie is determined to get through it as quickly as possible. But that will change as she gets to know Lucky's friends and confidants. The bartender, the loyal housekeeper, the local fortune teller, and the whole town shares a determination to protect him. But from what? Soon Julie and her friends are swept up in the effort to save the town's and Lucky's most closely guarded secret, and Julie begins to see her uncle in a new light. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So there's clearly going to be a romance in this book. It sounds like it anyway. But this is much, much more about the main character's journey, which I'm finding lately are the books that I'm starting to gravitate towards. I do like the hot and spicy romance books, but that's just not what I'm in the mood for lately. I want more of these women's fiction, chick lit type stories. Like, maybe I'm getting older and maybe that's, who knows? I'm just entering a different phase in my life, maybe. And these are the kind of books that just make me happy. I think because generally they can tend to be lower angst. And that's what I want. I don't want a whole bunch of angst in my books lately. So yeah, I am very, very much looking forward to this one. So next up is my Harlequin book pick. I picked this one from one of the many, many, many books I have, many hundreds, I'm not kidding, books I have on my my account on Harlequin that are ebooks. And I picked this one at random. I was just kind of scrolling through pages and I came across this one. I went, this is what I'm in the mood for. And this is a Harlequin historical. And every Christmas they put out one or two of these. I want to call them bind-ups, omnibus, whatever you want to call them, but it is 2 stories in one. So the book itself is the same length. It's just under 300 pages, but you're getting 2 shorter stories, 2 or 3 depending on the book, within a volume. And this one looks so, so cute, and it's called Snow-Kissed Proposals, and it's by Jenni Fletcher and Elisabeth Hobbes. And I believe this is a Victorian. Yes, it is Victorian. So it says, A Snowy Victorian Christmas. And let me just tell you quickly what these ones are about. In The Christmas Runaway by Jenni Fletcher, willful independent heiress Fiona McKay impulsively runs away to a remote Scottish tower, as one does, where she's trapped in the snow with equally headstrong, deliciously disheveled Angus Drummond. And then in their Snowbound Reunion by Elisabeth Hobbes, Amy Monroe and Anthony Matthews were cruelly parted 15 years ago, and each blames the other. When Amy becomes Anthony's new housekeeper, their passion is reawakened. So these ones sound so good. I love the historical line. The Victorian era, I know the Regency is the big era, but I really do like Victorian. So I am very, very excited to get to this one. And the last book on this list is the series book. So I'm filming this on Thursday night. Last night on Wednesday is when I put this list together. And I knew I was going to finish this book, or the first book in this series, today. And I did. And I loved it so much that I'm going to be reading book 2 next week. And I think it fits as well because book 2 does take place around Halloween. So I think I might read this book first. Like try and start it on Sunday or Monday so I can kind of read it like over Halloween, and then work on the other books or something like that. So I am super stoked. So we have No Parm, No Fowl by Linda Reilly, which is the second book in the Grilled Cheese Shop mystery series. I am so excited. The second book in this deliciously culinary cozy series, the Munsters have arrived in Balsam Dell in this Halloween cozy mystery featuring a grilled cheese shop owner turned amateur sleuth. After a long, hot summer in Balsam Dell, Carly Hale is ready for crisp Vermont weather and gourmet grilled cheeses at her grilled cheese eatery. And the upcoming Halloween food competition is the perfect way to impress the locals. But Ferris Menard, the owner of Subadub-Dub, is nursing a serious grudge against Carly. 2 days before the competition, one of Carly's employees quits his part-time gig at Menard's sub shop, sending Menard into a serious snit. In a confrontation at the eatery, Menard accuses Carly of sabotage and vowed to bring her down. That's when Menard's body is found in his kitchen the morning after the competition, a steak knife sticking out of his heart. But Menard had a slew of enemies, and if Carly doesn't figure out which one is the culprit, she might find herself, or someone she cares about, serving grilled cheese sandwiches under lock and brie. I am so excited. I am so excited. I am not a series binger, guys, and that's how much I love the first book. So I am super stoked. The third one is not holiday. I don't know when it takes place. I kind of really want to see a Christmas one now, like a Christmas cheese shop. I think that would be a lot of fun. But anyway, so yeah, so those are my books for this coming week. I am super, super excited. Let me know in the comments below. Have you guys read any of these? What did you think about them? What are you reading next week? But I will talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.